I love the black girl with the. Ooh, crazy. Yeah. Okay. I love the black girl with the YouTube channel. Say what? A YouTube channel. So, after that stuff, I just want to welcome you guys to my YouTube channel. My name is Maskandi as always, and I just want to say thank you guys for 30 subscribers. I just did 32, but anyways, I want to just thank all of you guys that we started this a month ago, and after a good time, 2 months ago basically, we reached 30 subscribers while we were still in March. So I don't know, maybe a subscriber for a day. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you guys. You're making this worthwhile, if I can say, because wow. Okay, my background, guys. So this is a sneak peek to my room at home. I have moved back home. Yeah, Pretoria was fun. Pretoria was nice. But you know, life has life denied for me, and it has allowed me to move back home. So I know that God willing, God will open some doors for me, and things will go according to His plan and the way and what I desire. Hopefully, yeah. I hope you guys had an amazing week, and I also want to apologize for Friday. It was Reaction Friday, and I didn't post anything. Yes, so parents went to, as you know, Good Friday. They were celebrating the Passover, in their words, not mine. So I was left with the burden of taking care of the house because I don't celebrate that. And yes, I am a Christian. I just don't celebrate that. Yeah. Yeah. So I apologize for not posting on Friday. So now, hopefully, I have something to react to, and I hope I get better videos to react to as well, so that we give out exclusive premium content, like content that you can pay for on Showmax. Yes. Yeah. Anyways, into conversation Wednesday, I'm just gonna ramble this time because I'm still in shock. Like, I'm still in shock that I'm back home. I thought I was at a point where I'll build my life in Pretoria, but I guess God had other plans anyways. Like I said, I don't think we talk enough about the transition of moving away from home and then coming back again. Guys, that transition is one of the hardest things, because imagine not staying at home for over a year. Because I feel like after you stay, if I was in for over a year, right? You get to a point where you're complacent with, like, you do things in Skatsako, you do things your own time, you do things whenever you want to, you buy whatever you want, you have the freedom. And then when you move back home, you're back to rules and laws. You can't do things whenever, like sometimes let's talk about cooking. That today I'm not cooking, I'm gonna eat bread. Like, you have that luxury. Once you move back home, there's no such thing as that. If they say cook today, you're cooking. Girl. So and then you gotta do what the parents say, because we gotta obey them. Not in everything. What am I saying? You gotta obey your parents, because you guys think I'm giving wrong advice. I am not. Obey your parents. But other than that, yeah, it's another thing that I've realized. I genuinely feel like, in my life, I've met so many videos, where you get people going like, failure's okay, you gotta push on, it's not a matter about giving you fail, it's not about staying down, it's about standing up and trying again. Oh, guys, I don't think people speak enough on how painful failure is. Like, I don't think people echo that enough, because that thing can drive you into depression. That thing can give you excessive anxiety. Then, like, it's a lot, and the moment you find out that you failed at something that you know you gave your best, or maybe you were going through a hard time in life, and then through that hard time that you were going through, you're like, nah, I gotta give this, I gotta ace this. You put in your best foot forward just to fail, and that just crashes everything down. Your mental state just pulls you on the ground, and people find it in themselves to tell you, don't give up. Sometimes, like, I know those are inspirational words, the words you do tell people when they fail, but I genuinely feel like at that time, I don't want encouragement, but I want relatability, to have someone who can be like, you know what, I've been there and this is how I got through it. It's quite a hard thing, because me, I would lie, my whole life I had a fear of failure. I like, especially when it came to my academics, because I don't know, I just feared failing. It was something that I was like, nah, I can't fail. Like, nyaibon rejection, because people were like, I have a fear of rejection. I was like, I nyaibon, I mean rejection, ne? But failure is something else. I feel like if I fail, I'll be useless or worthless, And I probably think that stemmed from childhood traumas, if I'm not mistaken. But it's something. And when I failed my final year, oh my word, and at that time, I was reminded. That's what I wanted to say. I was reminded of English. I was reminded of my English teacher, who was always like, not everyone is meant to be successful. Not everyone is meant to be educated. Some people are just meant to get married. Some people are meant to drop education and get married. Literally, that's how I felt like at that point. I was like, like, at this point, if some man falls from the sky and is stable enough to say, hey girl, be my housewife, I jump with no thoughts, nothing. I was like, I'll take care of my house. Guys, it was that bad. Like, I generally feel like for a while, some time, I spiraled into depression. I don't know, because honestly, I'm one of the people that dismiss their emotions. So if something stresses me out, you can only stress me maximum 2 days. After that, I dismiss it. And when I tell people, I get to a point when something stresses me out and I try to find solutions and they don't come, I just don't care. I just let it go, because my body on its own cannot handle stress. I don't know, like, it's either it gives me diarrhea or a headache. I just can't handle stress. So if something stresses me out, I think about it. Actually, I sleep on it while that stress comes to find a solution, because I can't remember. And I sit and I think and I strategize, and it's not strategizing. It's not strategizing. All of that. I just stop caring. And I'm like, you know what? It can't be. I can't go through this. Okay, basically what I'm saying is I don't like things that gives you emotional turmoil. So the moment you emotional turmoil me, I just sit down, look at it, and be like, you know what? I don't care. Literally, I just don't care. And that's a bad habit, because I told people that one of my bad habits is that I'm a very dismissive person. If I don't care, I don't care. Like, when I tell people I don't care, and I am awarely ignorant. Like, when I ignore something, like, sometimes people will ask me, don't you see what's happening around you? And so that I will see, I just ignore, because some things in life you just gotta ignore. It's not that deep. It was never that deep. I just have to ignore and mind my business, if I can say. Anyways, where was I? Failure. Yeah, and then sometimes with failure, it comes. I also think it depends on the parents as well. Sometimes people do fear failure because sometimes they fear failure because of a kaya, where they come from. When you fail, they're gonna hang it over your head. They're gonna almost say crucify you, but I think I can use that word. They're gonna crucify you with words and discourage you, and be like, Vele, what did you know? Like they start listing things they've done for you, and then you can't, especially when I feel like in terms of high school and primary school, it's understandable. You get crucified, but you still get teachers that motivate you. But when you get to university or colleges, you don't have that support structure that you have in high school. In high school in struggle something, you can talk to certain teachers. You can, they can help you. Some schools even have psychologists inside the schools, and then they help you. All of that. But in terms of university, that turmoil of failure and feeling sad, knowing that you gave your best and your best was not good enough. I feel like that's where the pain comes from, knowing that your best is not good enough. And with that being said, you don't have the same support structures. Primary, they're like, and primary in high school, they crucify, they hang it over your head. But at the same time, teachers put an effort to help you not to fail again. I try to be like, no, you can do better, or else if you don't do better, you're gonna fail. There's always that person who's trying to get you to do better. You don't have that unless you have relationships with certain lecturers in college and university. Unless you have that community and you have good relationships with the lecturers, you do get that support system. Like, hey, it's gonna be fine. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. You get that support structure. Because sometimes, honestly, I just think sometimes we don't need motivation because we know that I don't have to give up on something after failing. We just need comfort. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I just need comfort at that time. Someone to be there for me emotionally and mentally. Because it's hard to speak about it because you feel inferior, And not inferior in that you're not wanted, but inferior that you're not good enough. And we just comfort, man. Someone to comfort you, someone to be there and supportive of you, someone to just check up on you. That's I really feel like when I went through that, that's what I needed. And thank God for the people that I have in my life, because some of them were there emotional. Even others didn't even know that I failed, but they would just give me a pop, like they would just pop up some of us out of nowhere, check up on me, have conversations. And that made me feel like somebody. And I told people that, hey, didn't go well, I failed. I said it's such modules, and they were like, hey, don't give up. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. Just make sure that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they were there. And they didn't make it easier, probably. But because the girl don't deal with emotions, I took that feeling because I was like, you are making me feel sad, and I don't like that. As a person, I hate feeling down or sad or alone. So I took those emotions, put them in a box, and I put it in the storeroom, put it there. And then all of that caught up with me somewhere in my life last year, where I just broke down. And I was like, and the reason why I broke down is because I missed a day where I was supposed to write my exam. Oh, see that day. I felt like jumping off a bridge, and not just any bridge, like the tallest bridge that could be found. I don't know where. I just wanted to jump off a cliff, man. That's how I felt like, because I was like, I tried so hard for me to miss, and I cannot feel again, and all of that. And when it comes now, I understand, because I was never there. So now I understand how it's like to fail and what I want from it. It's not a matter of motivational speeches. We get that a lot on our phones. We get that a lot from the people we love. We get it a lot from our parents and friends. They're there. Like, regardless of whether you pass or fail, like, there's always something positive to say. But at that time when it happens, it's the same as grief. I don't want words of comfort. I just want someone to be there to comfort me. I don't know, because also losing someone is very painful. So I feel like now that I've gone through loss and I've gone through failure, I can say the common feeling that was there was, I don't want words. I just want someone to be there, to be my comfort. Yeah, to be my comfort, if I can say. So yeah, yeah, that's all. Because guys, and when you tell people, because I used to tell people, I was like, I fear failing, and people were like, you're not gonna go in life, and I was like, I know, but that also has motivated people to be the best versions of themselves in terms of their work, hence why they have successful work careers and everything. And for some people it has been a disaster for them, like because of failure they tend not to try out things, they tend to hold back, and then that costing them a lot, if if I can put it that way. So yeah, guys, Jay, so if you know someone who has failed at something or experienced loss or they're grieving, just be there. That's all they need at that time when everything's happening. And then maybe 2 days or 3 days later, then give words of encouragement, because there's people who do feel like unaliving themselves. It's a thing. But at that time, they don't want words. They just want someone to be like, oh, hey, how are you? And I was like, do you have anything to say? And then they talk and you be there. Oh, say, hey, how are you? And then they lie to you and say, I'm fine. And you go like, oh, okay, I was just checking on you, because I care about you or I love you. Do you have anything to say? Are you okay with everything that's going on? And then if they want to vent, they will vent. If they want to cry, they will cry. Because they'll be like, oh my word, at the time where I felt my lowest and felt like unaliving myself, this person called to just hear how I feel. And then you telling them that you love them or you care about them actually makes a difference. Or, hey, listen, I appreciate you. Thank you for being my life. Like, yeah, that will mean a lot to them. Or that time saying, okay, I felt like unaliving myself, but the fact that I have someone that called me to tell me they love me, or the fact that I had someone who called me and told me that they appreciate me and they care about me, actually does wonders for people. It does. And I don't think people do appreciate it. I don't think, because one thing about where I go to church, the pastor there, Pastor Gino, always says, give people their flowers while they're still alive. Because now people are dead, they wouldn't, like, without telling a dead person that you appreciate them, they can't hear you, they can't see you. So they don't get the point, they don't feel the appreciation, they can't hear the appreciation, they can't see it. But if a person is still alive, you are able to tell them, hey, listen, I might not have a lot right now, but I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you and thank you for being in my life, and I care about you. Or, hey, I was just popping by to tell you I love you. And that goes a mile. Like, without you even noticing, it goes a mile, especially when someone is going through a lot mentally, at home, or emotionally, or at work, giving it, like, you become, I don't want to say the reason, but you become one of the reasons why these people are still holding on to something, or are still working hard, or the reason why they think they still matter, and you always get these people saying, find your purpose. Like, I found, like, I've been, okay, how can I put it? I've been a hugger ever since probably ever since grade 7, if not high school. I've loved hugs. I've loved smiling at people, and I didn't know the impact I was having on people's lives and mental health and life on its own until until I've seen people sad and hug them and smile and talk to them, and they be like, this is what I needed. And I'm like, I'm not saying that's my purpose, but that made me feel better, because I was like, I might not know what this person is going through and I might not know what this person is fighting, but if I just, someone I know, give them a hug, smile, be kind, make people laugh, and make their day just a little bit better, then I'm good as a person. That being said, I'm trying to improve as a person because I have flaws myself. Like, this thing of us taking our emotions and put them under the bed, or sweeping them under the rug, it's not an ideal thing, honestly. And it does catch up to us, because people always say, people, when they see me, they're like, you're always happy, you're always smiling. And I was like, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to be always happy. It takes a lot for me to be always smiling and forget about my problems, because it just gets a lot. It's a lot, because one thing about me, I'm always happy, I'm always smiling. But the day I sit down, or the day my emotions start coming out like, hey, listen, I think you've been ignoring us for a while now, and this is how we actually feel, it crumbles. It just gets bad. Like, people are always happy and smiling. When they crumble bad. But we thank God for the strength that we're able to piece ourselves back together and carry on being happy people, because that gives us purpose. With that being said, guys, that was all for Conversation Wednesday. Hopefully I will be able this time to see you all on Friday and have a proper video to react to. From me, Maskandi, I love you guys and I appreciate you all. All the best for the year, guys. Don't forget God in your lives. Acknowledge him, fear him, with him. Anyways, bye. Love you.